The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal a video preview has been released for the week of November 25, 2024. It shows Electra Forrester extended a dangerous invitation to Remy Price. Ridge Forrester confronts Carter Walton. Meanwhile, Carter and Hope Logan give into passion as Brooke Logan wonders if she did the right thing. Keep reading and let's dive right into it. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Electra Forrester's invitation. B&B spoilers reveal that the preview clip shows Electra wrapping up her chat with Remy. Electra went to have lunch at Il Giardino with Will Spencer. When Will suddenly got called back to work, which was probably Remy's doing, the stalker approached Electra. However, it seems as if Electra views Remy as a friend, not as her stalker. So when Electra extends an invitation to Remy, it could put her in more danger. B&B spoilers. Remy Price's opportunity. In the preview clip, Electra tells Remy they should hang out sometime. Remy smiles and replies, "You can count on it." However, the way that Remy scoffed and glared at Will is concerning. Not only could Electra be in grave danger, but so could Will. In fact, I could see Electra excitedly introducing Will to Remy. Will probably gets a creepy vibe from Remy, but Electra might dismiss it depending on how long she's known Remy. At one time, Electra mentioned she only modeled once, for a friend as a favor. Remy is most likely this friend. I could also see Remy exposing Electra's past and somehow making it seem like Will's fault. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Brooke Logan's aftermath. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of November 25 reveal that the preview clip also shows Ridge confronting Carter. After Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, tells Ridge about Carter and Hope's plan, he blows up. Ridge seems to blast Brooke over your daughter's actions. B&B spoilers. Week of November 25, 2024. During the week of November 25, fans can also expect Ridge to confront Carter. In the weekly preview clip, Carter walks into the CEO office at Forrester Creations. Ridge is sitting at his desk and firmly tells Carter that he knows what he's up to. With it already being done though, what will Ridge do about it? Could this end up going to court? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, November 25, 2024? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, November 25, reveal that Ridge Forrester will reel over the stunning news that Brooke Logan just delivered. Brooke confessed that she overheard Carter Walton and Hope Logan talking back at the cabin. That conversation tipped Brooke off to Carter's LLC deception, so she insisted Ridge and Steffi Forrester just signed over full control of Forrester Creations. Ridge is still in a state of shock at the moment, but he'll accept that all this is true soon enough. Once Ridge wraps his head around this double betrayal, he'll fly into a rage and will inevitably plan to fight back. Carter hasn't filed the paperwork for the LLC yet, so maybe Ridge can still stop what his now former best friend is trying to set in motion. Whatever the case, Hope and Carter will remain oblivious to their exposure on Monday's B&B episode. Carter and Hope don't realize Brooke was eavesdropping, so they certainly don't have a clue that she's been busy blabbing to Ridge at the office. Hope and Carter are rapidly losing their upper hand, but they'll continue to believe they've got all the pieces in place and will make takeover predictions. Will Carter and Hope be in for a rude awakening or manage to hang on to their power play? In the meantime, Electra Forrester will keep chatting with Remy Price, but she won't realize she's entered the danger zone. Remy is a troublemaking stalker who's going to cause all kinds of problems now that he's in Los Angeles. Of course, Electra apparently just thinks of Remy as a pal, but she'll get some disturbing updates down the road. The truth about Remy's past actions and unsettling motives are sure to shake Electra up sooner or later. Until then, Remy will continue to deceive Electra and make her believe he's totally harmless. When Electra suggests they should hang out now that Remy's sticking around Le, he'll insist she can count on that. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Remy will have some unsettling stalker tricks up his sleeve, so don't miss all the action. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers preview video for the week of November 25 to 29 reveals that Remy Price will continue to play innocent as he reconnects with Electra Forrester at Il Giardino. Electra was thrilled to see Remy, who said he was in Los Angeles for a fresh start, and to see her. Of course, Remy will presumably spin this just right and avoid raising any red flags as he updates Electra on his plans. Although Remy is definitely Electra's stalker, she apparently doesn't realize it and will think it'll be nice to have a familiar face in Le. Electra will insist they'll have to hang out sometime, so Remy will reply that she can count on it. At the cabin, Carter Walton will assure Hope Logan that there's nothing he wouldn't do for her. Hope will get swept up in a sizzling moment with Carter as they make love on the floor in front of the fireplace. Unfortunately, Carter and Hope won't realize Brooke Logan eavesdropped on their conversation before running straight to Ridge Forrester. Brooke told Ridge all about the takeover plot and how those LOC papers are being used against him. As a result, Ridge will fume as he processes the news of this betrayal and what it could mean for Forrester Creations if the paperwork gets filed. After Ridge rants about Hope and Carter deciding to take over the company, Brooke may try to downplay Hope's contributions. Although Brooke admitted Hope was involved, she may remind Ridge of how hurt Hope was when Steffi Forrester gave her the boot. However, Ridge may argue that Hope clearly deserved it if she was willing to be in cahoots with Carter and sink this low. Even if Brooke reminds Ridge that Carter's the one who duped him with the LOC papers, he's not going to give Hope a pass. That said, Ridge will feel most betrayed by Carter since he trusts him and considers him like a brother. B&B's weekly preview video shows Ridge glaring at Carter in the CEO office, where he says he knows what Carter's doing and what he's up to. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge and Carter will have a showdown over the takeover scheme. So we'll bring you more predictions on the fallout now that Brooks launched a blow-up. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Luna Nozawa is back and ready to wreak more havoc in Bill Spencer's life. Luna have already gotten her mother out of her way. Luna obviously believes that Katie Logan might be in issues. However, Luna never imagined that Bill would reunite with Brooke Logan. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Luna Nozawa has not changed. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that Luna may try even harder to get what she wants now that she is trying to trick Bill into helping her. Luna believes she can get Bill to help her get out of jail. Luna is trying her best to convince Bill that she has changed and she needs him. Of course, once she is free, Luna will try to push Brooke out of Bill's life too. Bill does not want to be with Luna, and he has no intention of being there. Unfortunately, Luna believes that Bill will eventually give in and start to have a relationship with her. Can Bill find a way to catch Luna up in her plans and get her put away before she can hurt someone else? Could Luna end up hurting Bill this time instead? B&B spoilers. Ridge Forrester betrays Brooke Logan. Brooke relives the truth as she looks over everything that she and Ridge has been through. Brooke should have known that Ridge was going to push her to the side again in favor of Steffi Forrester and Taylor Hayes. Brooke will need someone to lean on and Bill. Luna could get released into a psychiatric ward and manage to get in and out of there very easily. Luna could easily spy on Brooke and Bill this way. Of course, this gives Luna a front row seat to Brooke and Bill's reunion. This also makes Bill much more determined exactly what is going on with Brooke and himself. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Bill Spencer must stop Luna Nozawa. Bill will have to stop Luna from coming after Brooke, no matter what the cost. Bill and Luna may have some sort of connection. but Bill refuses to allow it to come between himself and Brooke. Bill may even be pushed to have to get rid of Luna to save Brooke. Can Bill save Brooke from Luna? Will Luna finally go back to prison? Luna is a very dangerous person to be anywhere around someone interested in Bill. Bill and his companion could both be in grave danger. Luna could decide to kill Bill and take what she can before escaping Port Charles. Will Brooke survive if Luna attacks her? Will Luna finally pay for everything she has done and be put away for good? The bold and the beautiful viewers are having a tough time warming up to Carter Walton and Hope Logan's new romance, and for obvious reasons. Carter and Hope seem to fall in love out of left field, and it's hard to believe their relationship is genuine. Is Carter Walton getting played like a fiddle? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's happening next on B&B, spoilers below. The Bold and the Beauchiel spoilers. Finn Finnegan's warnings ignored. Hope Logan's bizarre behavior when it comes to men is really becoming alarming on The Bold and the Beautiful. Soap fans have questioned her sanity on social media and forums for months now. Dr. Finn has raised the question of Hope's mental health to both of her parents, and they don't seem to be taking anything he says seriously. Shouldn't a mother be concerned if their daughter cheated on her husband, romanced a psychopath, tried to sleep with a married man, and then fell in love overnight with Carter? Is Hope Logan really in love with Carter Walton? Or is she in love with the idea of him destroying Steffy Forrester and her family's company? Sure, Carter is handsome and successful and husband material. But he also is the only man capable of destroying Forrester Creations from the inside out. Is it really a coincidence that Hope Logan is sleeping with him? B&B spoilers. The new Hope Logan is kinda evil. We never would have thought the old Hope would use and manipulate someone like Carter Walton. This year, she has become a loose cannon and can't control her impulses, especially when it comes to men. Looking back, you can't help but notice Hope has been egging him on from the beginning. Do you think that Hope is using Carter for her own personal agenda at Forrester Creations? Or does she actually want to be with him? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and keep checking Soap Opera Spy for daily B&B spoilers and news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Taylor Hayes will suddenly remember she's a world-renowned psychologist this week on the CBS soap. Viewers have been questioning Hope Logan's mental health for nearly a year now. It sounds like someone else might finally notice she needs some help. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful spoilers ahead. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Taylor Hayes' diagnosis. It's been quite a while since The Bold and the Beautiful mentioned Taylor Hayes' career, but Ridge Forrester's ex-wife is actually a doctor and a respected one in her field at that. Taylor will be dusting off her textbooks next week and seems to think she has a solution for Hope and Steffy's feud. On a recent B&B episode, Taylor expressed concern for Hope Logan's mental health and talked about how she used to have such high morale. Interestingly, another doctor on the show is also questioning Hope's behavior lately. Dr. John Finnegan advised her father she should seek treatment. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers have been hinting a mental health storyline for Hope for quite a while now, and it sounds like Steffy Forrester's mom could be the one to give her a diagnosis. If Hope is diagnosed with a mental health disease and put on a treatment plan, it could change everything at Forrester Creations. Taylor Hayes will probably shock her daughter and maybe even encourage her to give Hope her job back. B&B spoilers. Steffy Forrester under pressure. If Hope's wild behavior was all a result of something she couldn't control and had gone untreated, Steffy Forrester will look like a monster if she doesn't let her return to Forrester Creations. Do you think that Hope Logan needs to get help? Will Steffy listen to her mother or be furious that she's defending her? The Bold and the Beautiful preview for the week of November 25 reveals Ridge Forrester will accuse Carter Walton of betrayal. Also coming up, Electra Forrester will be excited that Remy Price is staying in Lay, and Hope, Logan, and Carter will get busy. B&B spoilers tease Electra was pleasantly surprised to see Remy come out of the woodwork on Friday's episode. She'll tell him they're going to have to hang out, since he's sticking around. "You can count on it," he replies in the B&B weekly preview. B&B preview. There is nothing that Carter wouldn't do for Hope. Meanwhile, at the beginning of next week, Carter and Hope will have no idea that their scheme has been exposed. "There's nothing I wouldn't do for you," he'll tell her. Then they'll make love in front of the fireplace. Finally, Brooke Logan had some troubling news for Ridge. She brought up the LLC paperwork that he and Steffi Forrester signed, but Ridge was confused by Brooke's questions about it. "There's nothing to be concerned about. We have the LLC papers that Carter drew up and Steffi signed it and everything's fine," he told her. "No, it's not fine, Ridge, not at all." Then she proceeded to snitch about Hope and Carter's takeover plan. "Carter pulled a coup. He played you." Bold and the beautiful preview. Ridge knows exactly what he's up to next week. Ridge will be shook. "So your daughter and Carter decided to take over this company," he'll say to Brooke. No doubt, she'll confirm that everything she told him is true. So Carter will be in for a big surprise when he learns that Ridge knows all about his plot. "I know what you're doing," he'll say to his best friend. "I know what you're up to," but how will Carter respond? The drama on the Bold and the Beautiful reaches an explosive peak as alliances shatter and loyalties are tested. Brooke Logan, known for her complicated history with the Forrester family, finds herself at the center of controversy once again. Her shocking decision to prioritize Ridge over her daughter, Hope, leaves everyone stunned. Hope, already reeling from her tumultuous relationships, is blindsided by her mother's betrayal. Brooke's choice to side with Ridge in the fallout of Carter's manipulative coup puts her bond with Hope at serious risk. Ridge, meanwhile, struggles to navigate the chaos as the truth about Carter's hidden schemes comes to light, threatening to upend everything he's built. As secrets unravel and emotions run high, the question remains, can Brooke repair her fractured relationship with Hope, or has she gone too far this time? And with Carter's exposure, will Ridge finally take control, or will the Forrester legacy crumble under the weight of betrayal? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Douglas Forrester's view of Hope Logan could change once he finds out she's been scheming with Carter Walton on a Forrester coup. Of course, Carter assured Hope that if they moved forward with their LLC plot, he'd be the one in charge. Although Carter wants to reinstate Hope at the company, he's hoping to protect her from the backlash. However, Brooke Logan overheard Hope's involvement and blabbed her daughter's part in all this to Ridge Forrester. Now Ridge knows that both Carter and Hope are guilty of being in cahoots. Ridge and Steffi Forrester have already been talking about the difference they've seen in Carter lately. Steffi has repeatedly insisted that Hope has gotten inside Carter's head and manipulated him. Whether Carter's Forrester takeover pans out or not, you can bet Steffi's going to put Hope on full blast and argue that she must be responsible. Carter first suggested the LLC deception, but Hope really has egged him on along the way. Hope's opinion matters to Carter, so he wouldn't have done all this if she'd said it wasn't a good idea. Instead, Hope has been acting like they have no choice but to shake up the status quo and tear down the high and mighty Forresters. It's ultimately Carter's decision, but there's no denying that Hope has been pressuring him to take charge. What happens once this mess fully rocks the Forrester clan, and the news travels to Douglas in Paris? Douglas could easily blame Hope for trying to help Carter steal a throne away from Aunt Steffi and Grandpa Ridge. Since Hope played a role in hurting the Forresters, Douglas might turn against her for targeting his family. Douglas may refuse to visit Hope once he gets updates on what she's been up to. Thomas Forrester has a history of steering Douglas toward his way of thinking, so he may fuel Douglas' resentment and leave him feeling betrayed. It's possible Douglas could go as far as rejecting Hope as his mother. Hope adopted Douglas and has been a mom to him for most of his life, but he may push her away after all this goes down. That's especially true since Douglas has latched onto Paris Buckingham as a new mother figure and even calls her mom. Our B&B predictions hint that Hope and Douglas' relationship could take yet another hit, so stay tuned. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Hope could face more consequences than she bargained for in the coming episodes. In today's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge and Steffi reveal groundbreaking news that sends shockwaves through Forrester Creations and their families. Ridge, determined to mend the family rift, makes a bold decision regarding the leadership of Forrester, which has far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. Meanwhile, Steffi's announcement adds another layer of complexity, hinting at dramatic shifts in her personal life. The unfolding developments promise tension, heartbreak, and unexpected alliances as the characters navigate these stunning revelations. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, November 25, 2024, reveal Ridge coming to terms with one of the most shocking betrayals of his life. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, Carter Walton did what? Brooke Logan just couldn't contain herself. She thought about it for about 5 minutes before she realized that she had to tell Ridge Forrester what she heard when she stood outside Hope Logan's little log cabin. Carter Walton pulled off a coup and now controls Forrester Creations, and he did it at Hope's urging. Ridge still can't believe his ears on Monday as Brooke goes into the details of what she overheard. When Carter arrives at Forrester Creations and visits Ridge in Eric Forrester's office, Ridge confronts the man he has thought of as a best friend for years. It was bad enough when Carter slept with Eric's wife. That was a man being a man in Ridge's eyes. But what kind of man steals an entire family company away from the family? This isn't the first time a Logan or someone Logan adjacent has taken over at FC, but that doesn't mean Ridge is going to take this lightly. He demands that Carter explain himself, but perhaps Carter is a bit distracted. He can't stop thinking about Hope and what else they just did in her living room. B&B spoilers. Is Electra Forrester playing with fire? Although Electra Forrester arrived in Los Angeles wanting to start a fresh life, her old life has caught up with her. Remy Price is back in her life, and she is not quite sure what to think. She was happy to see him when he just appeared at Il Giordano out of nowhere, but will he get in the way of her newfound romance with Will Spencer? Remy had been keeping tabs on Electra, which makes her a little uneasy, but she still puts on a happy face as they sit and catch up. Things didn't end well between them, and Electra is ready to move on. Too bad Remy is not, which could lead to more trouble than it's worth. Tune into all new episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful weekdays on CBS to see how these stories play out. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers tease that Carter Walton has been a very bad boy. How in the cosmos does a lawyer think that forging legal documents will go unpunished? Maybe Hope Logan has scrambled his brains. Carter's actions are the definition of fool around and find out. Steffi Forrester and Ridge Forrester won't let him steal Forrester by signing his name on the LLC docs. Now what? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Carter Walton is dunderheaded. It depends on what Ridge and Steffi want to do to the disloyal cretin. They could have him arrested for fraud, and of course then his career is kaput. Before then, if he has free rein at the company, it will be fun to see him try and manhandle the staff as he and Hope launch that global luxury brand idea. Has he heard of Coach? B&B spoilers. Carter Walton is in over his head. But after the fun is over, Carter will have to face what he's done. The consequences will be swift and harsh from Steffi, who's shown she has volleyballs of steel. Only in a fantasy world will SC sit up and take notice of Carter's brilliant luxury brand scheme and try to implement it. But stranger things have happened. This is a soap after all. In all reality, Carter could be sent to the same lockup that Luna Nozowa is in. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. What happens next on the lay-base Sudzer? The most realistic expectation in this plotline is that Carter and Hope will have non-conjugal prison visits, which means he could take up with Luna since he's obviously punched his ticket on the same crazy train. Can you imagine what fresh heck these two power mad schemers could get up to? The sky's the limit. Tell us B&B fans, what do you think of Carter and Luna teaming up in prison, getting out together, and raising Cain in LA? Last week, Bold and Beautiful revealed Carter's plan to basically steal Forrester out from under Ridge and Steffi. It was a thrilling moment that capped off a rather tedious week. As a result, I was left excited to see what would happen next, apparently forgetting that on this show, the next phase of the plot would be talking it to death, leaving me to issue unanswered prayers that a second storyline be folded into the mix. There were a few highlights, but they were few and far between. It takes one to know one. I fall more in love with Jacqueline MacInnes Wood's performance every week. She is stuck with the unenviable task of making Steffi's words make sense, even as the character insists firing Hope wasn't personal. It was because Hope threw herself at Finn, which makes it entirely personal. But even as Steffi is unironically insisting that Hope's a bitch, her words, not mine, you can tell that Wood is having a great time. When actors are having fun, so am I, or at least as much fun as I can have when the show is treading water. Steffi was named after her late grandmother, the indomitable Stephanie Forrester, and Wood fully embodied that legacy this week. Like Stephanie, her namesake wasn't in the mood to hear anything positive about the Logans in general or Hope in particular. For years, the show has positioned Hope and Steffi's rivalry as basically a reincarnation of the Brooke/Taylor feud. But in the current story, it's much more a flashback to the animosity Stephanie spent years curating toward Brooke, and man, am I here for it. Out damned Steffi, who knew that Hope would be playing the role of Lady Macbeth, basically manipulating Carter into doing her bidding. Sure, Carter seems to think this whole takeover attempt is his idea, but let's not forget one very important fact. Only a few weeks ago, he totally agreed with Steffi and Ridge that Hope's line was going down faster than an express elevator. Now look, I'm no lawyer, but I find it hard to believe that Carter's plan to grab control of Forrester Creations would actually work. At the very least, it seems likely that he'd wind up being sued for fraud or some such thing. Meanwhile, he and several others have spent a lot of time talking about how the fashion industry at large and Forrester's client base in particular would react to the shock of Hope being so publicly excommunicated. How, exactly, would news that the company's COO staged a hostile takeover go down? I still think this story would have been more interesting had Hope and Carter said, "Screw this place, we're out here," and started a competing fashion house, perhaps with the backing of Bill. Like Frasier Crane, she's listening. You'll never hear anyone on this show tell a knock-knock joke, because none of them know what knocking is. They just barge into one another's homes and offices at all hours of the night and day. Had Brooke knocked rather than letting herself into Hope's cabin, she'd never have been able to listen in on their talk of a coup. Thanks goodness they didn't talk in generic terms, but instead explained every detail, right down to Hope saying their move would put you, Carter Walton, in charge. You know, just in case Carter wasn't aware of his name or how this plan would work. Again, I really like the idea of this story, but the execution has been dreadful due to pacing. Every single day, the writers act as if they are writing for an audience of goldfish with their notoriously short attention spans. It's one thing to repeat dialogue every day, but on Thursday, we watched Ridge and Steffi sign the LLC paperwork, and then, moments later, listened as Carter explained everything that had gone down to Hope. You can't create suspense or even good drama when all you're doing is telling us what we just saw. If there's one thing that surprised me, It's that Brooke immediately went to Ridge with the truth. But again, that's in keeping with this show's pacing problem. Nothing happens all week, and then on Friday, boom. I'm shocked that Brooke seems not to have even considered the consequences of her actions, especially where Hope is concerned. I would have expected her to at least give Hope a chance to explain before running off to Ridge. So much for Team Logan loyalty, right? Stalker alert! Speaking of Friday, we also jump-started the Electra story. After 2 weeks of her dropping cryptic clues about something which happened in the past, she crossed paths with Remy. Up until now, I've assumed that Remy, whom we know to be seemingly obsessed with Electra, was the person who drove her to this new life in Lay, so I was definitely surprised by how cheerfully she greeted him. While it still seems likely that Remy is responsible for whatever bad thing happened in the past, it's looking as if perhaps Ivy's niece packed up and moved before uncovering the identity of her presumed stalker. That's my guess, and I'm sticking to it, although I'll be interested to hear what y'all think. Where is this story headed? And how adorable are Will and Electra? Random thoughts. How wildly hypocritical was it of Taylor to question Hope's mental health and her unhealthy choices? Taylor, have you heard yourself talking about Ridge? Have you even attempted to move on? Why are you constantly hanging out at Forrester Creations and offering your input on the business you don't work at? Asterisk, add the words international luxury brand to our patented soap opera drinking game. Every time those words are uttered, chug. Asterisk, everybody's expressed a lot of concern about Zend, what with the HFTF line being shut down. But where's the concern for RJ? Heck, they've pretty much ignored the fact that his girlfriend was a serial killer, playing zero fallout from that. The bold and the beautiful spoilers preview video for the week of November 25 to 29 reveals that Remy Price will continue to play innocent as he reconnects with Electra Forrester at Il Giardino. Electra was thrilled to see Remy, who said he was in Los Angeles for a fresh start, and to see her. Of course, Remy will presumably spin this just right and avoid raising any red flags as he updates Electra on his plans. Although Remy is definitely Electra's stalker, she apparently doesn't realize it and will think it'll be nice to have a familiar face in Lay. Electra will insist they'll have to hang out sometime, so Remy will reply that she can count on it. At the cabin, Carter Walton will assure Hope Logan that there's nothing he wouldn't do for her. Hope will get swept up in a sizzling moment with Carter as they make love on the floor in front of the fireplace. Unfortunately, Carter and Hope won't realize Brooke Logan eavesdropped on their conversation before running straight to Ridge Forrester. Brooke told Ridge all about the takeover plot and how those LLC papers are being used against him. As a result, Ridge will fume as he processes the news of this betrayal and what it could mean for Forrester Creations if the paperwork gets filed. After Ridge rants about Hope and Carter deciding to take over the company, Brooke may try to downplay Hope's contributions. Although Brooke admitted Hope was involved, she may remind Ridge of how hurt Hope was when Steffi Forrester gave her the boot. However, Ridge may argue that Hope clearly deserved it if she was willing to be in cahoots with Carter and sink this low. Even if Brooke reminds Ridge that Carter's the one who duped him with the LLC papers, he's not going to give Hope a pass. That said, Ridge will feel most betrayed by Carter since he trusts him and considers him like a brother. B&B's weekly preview video shows Ridge glaring at Carter in the CEO office, where he says he knows what Carter's doing and what he's up to. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Ridge and Carter will have a showdown over the takeover scheme, so we'll bring you more predictions on the fallout now that Brooks launched a blow-up.